Okay, see, let's begin now. We started with introduction part. I hope you remember the legal framework, important provisions, amendments made in IRDA Act. Then we did registration, its procedure, suspension of the certificate, license, which is to be issued by IRDA, otherwise you will not be able to, carry on your business. And some other special points also, like reinsurance, surrenders, bonus to policy holders, annuities, life insurance or assurance fund. These all are, concepts related to life insurance companies. Books to be maintained, I told you. Its procedure. Just a minute. Suspension of the certificate. License. Okay. So, we did books that are to be required to be maintained in life insurance companies and general insurance as well. Okay, valuation balance sheet, which is also very important, and it shows you the profit, the total profit, gross profit that a company earns. Main company earns. Okay, final accounts of life insurance companies. We covered these points. See, I hope you all remember accounting principles, disclosure. These are the points that we discussed, what all things we need to disclose. General instructions, then we had management report, preparation of final accounts. And how do you prepare financial statements? There are three different, books of records that are to be made. ARA, that is, A stands for life insurance companies, RA stands for revenue account. Then PL stands for P&L account, and BS stands for balance sheet. While you make final accounts of general insurance, same points are being noted here, but then instead of life, it will be general insurance. Okay, so accounting principles, disclosures, general instructions, management report, everything same. Preparation of final financial statements. Here, you instead of A, you have to write B. So BRA, that is for general insurance company, it's B. RA is revenue account. PL is P&L account, and profit and loss account, and BS is balance sheet. Okay. Revenue for reserve for an expired risk. I already told you this is a reserve that is kept for future contingencies by the insurance companies. And in the case of marine insurance, it is 100% provision. And in the case of fire or marine, other than marine, whichever it is, let it be fire, let it be home insurance, accident, etc., it will be 50% of net premium. Okay, I told you what is premium, what is claim. So schedule number 1, your premium. Schedule number 2 is your claim. Claim is the biggest expense for company, and premium is biggest income for company. Okay, so there is a huge difference between premium and claims. I also discussed in the last lecture about applicability of accounting standards. I told you there are 4 accounting standards that an insurance company has to follow. One is accounting standard 3, that is cash flow statement. Okay, according to cash flow statement, which is divided into 3 parts: operating, investing, and financing. So company has to follow the procedure which is given in the accounting standard number 3. Now we have accounting standard 9, revenue recognition. We had also discussed about accounting standard 13, which is accounting for investment. Suppose if insurance company is investing, in India or outside India, so accordingly they will have to show and record all the investments as per accounting standard 13. Okay, they have to value as per accounting standard 13. We had also covered accounting standard 17, which is known as segment reporting. So segment reporting means, so if there are too many branches in one city, so according to different branches, you will have to make different financial statements. So n number of branches will give you n number of financial statements. Okay, and then consolidated financial report is made. Okay, next. Students, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this was all about segment reporting. Now we are supposed to begin with audit of accounts. So hopefully we can complete this chapter today itself, so that my audit half syllabus will be over at least. Because I have, I think, 4 chapters to cover. So 2 chapters will be over: audit of banking companies and audit of insurance companies. Okay. Now see, this audit of accounts of insurance companies is mandatory according to section number 11 of Insurance Act 2015. There were many amendments that were made in Insurance Law Act 2015, and since 2015 only, it has been mandatory for all insurance companies also to get its accounts audited. Okay, so see, it is clearly written in the second point. This section also requires every insurer. What do you mean by insurer? Insurance company. Every insurance company to keep a separate accounting relating to funds of the shareholders and policy holders. Separate profit and loss appropriation account for every year has to be made by insurers. A qualified person under Chartered Accountant Act 1949 can be appointed as an auditor. Getting my point, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, auditor's duties. So auditor has to check whether क्या auditor की duty क्या होगी? What will be the auditor's duty if he is appointed as an auditor of insurance company? So what will be the duties? To check the receipts and payments. Okay, to check whether they are in proper provisions or not. To check whether they are recorded in the true and fair manner. That means if it is going to be 5 lakhs, then you show it in the books of records 5 lakhs only. Okay. Next, check the balance sheet, check the profit and loss account, and also check the revenue account, which will show you the real profits of the company. Okay. Appointment of auditor. Who will appoint the auditor? Insurance Law Amendment Act 2015 is silent as far as the procedure of appointment of auditor of insurance of company is concerned. That means, abhi tak ke liye, as of now, Insurance Act does not give any specific notification that this should be the auditor or that should be the auditor. No, the act is silent. The act does not speak anything. Okay, the act does not state anything about the appointment of auditor. Therefore, the provisions of Companies Act 2013 are applicable same. अभी आपने फर्स्ट चैप्टर में अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ ऑडिटर सीखा था. फर्स्ट चैप्टर अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ ऑडिटर. Students, remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Appointment of companies auditor, corporate companies.
Yes, ma'am.
Therefore, the provisions of that Companies Act 2013 is same applicable here. मतलब अलग से कुछ appointment का there is no separate rule or regulation. Okay. IRDA recommends a panel of auditor as proposed auditor of the company. So you can have group of auditors and then one can be selected from them. From the panel, auditor is appointed at annual general meeting by shareholders. That means there will be AGM meeting. AGM is annual general meeting. It will be conducted for the shareholders. And why do they conduct this meeting? To appoint the auditor. So if annual general meeting is going on, shareholders will be definitely be there, and they will appoint the auditor from that particular panel. Panel means group of auditors. IRDA formulates detailed norms of preparation of the panel. IRDA will see what should be the rules, regulations, what should be the detailed, procedure that has to be followed for the appointment of auditor. Norms means rules and regulations. Okay. One of the committee of IRD has recommended that each insurer should have at least 2 joint auditors. 2 joint auditors means there will be 2 auditors working in company. Each insurer means insurance company, will have at least 2 joint auditors because company is too, large and huge. And therefore, at least there should be 2 auditors in the company for each financial year. Just a minute, huh? Sorry, students, it was important call. So one of the committees of IRD recommended that there should be 2 joint auditors in a company for at least, for 1 financial year. Okay. Appointment of statutory auditors of General Insurance Corporation and its subsidiaries and the divisions is made by CAG. What is the full form of CAG? Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Comptroller and Auditor General of India. This is an institution wherein there are qualified auditors, and this particular institution gives you good auditors, good qualified auditors. Getting my point? So this institution is responsible to appoint good and qualified auditors for reputed companies. Getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Internal controls in the insurance company. Now, as we did internal control in banking companies, similarly, you have internal controls in insurance companies also. So you have underwriting, that involves, of course, examination, evaluation of whatever is there in the company. How many records are there, how many policies are sold, what are the guidelines that are given to the customers for selling insurance products. So everything you will check. It involves every, the examination and evaluation of every damn thing that happens in insurance company. You will check premium is correctly calculated, it is accounted, that means it is shown in the books of accounts in appropriate manner, it is collected only in the respect of risk which is taken by the company. That means you cannot charge extra premium from customers. Okay. Next, commission, it can be paid, but then it cannot be more than 15%. Okay, I told you this thing. Reinsurance, you need to check every amount of reinsurance that is done with the different companies. So if you have done reinsurance with 2, 3, 4, 5 companies, you need to check what proportion was shared between the companies. Whether it was reinsurance ceded, whether it was reinsurance accepted, you need to, being an auditor, you need to check this as well. Next, claims. Claims means how many, claims that are there in a year that a company has settled or company has to settle in the future. Outstanding claims, opening outstanding and closing outstanding. Every record is there with the company. But being an auditor, internal auditor, you need to check everything and write it in your report so that external auditor, when he comes in the company, he can, refer your report, and then based on that report, he will be able to start his work very efficiently. Okay. Now this is general audit procedure. Procedure means how this audit work starts and how it ends. So first is preliminary work. What is preliminary work? You should be acquainted with, you should know what are the laws, how is the business running, what are the accounting policies that are adopted by insurance company. You should be well acquainted with the company, with the rules and laws of the company. If you don't know what are rules and laws of the company, how will you check the company is, true and fair? Depending upon the volume of the transaction, auditor has to plan his program accordingly. And then he will resort to test checking. So suppose if number of transactions are more, then test checking will be done frequently. And if number of transactions are small, then he can, visit, maybe once in a month to check the transactions. Okay, and he will have to rely on internal control system. Okay, next, audit of incomes. So second step will be, he will start with audit of all incomes. Third step will be, he will be doing audit of all the expenses like claims, outstandings, expenses like commission, allowances, etc., etc. Audit of reinsurance, fourth step. Audit of reinsurance is, he will start, checking with all the transactions which were related to audit of reinsurance, whether it is accepted or it is ceded, and how much amount proportion was, decided between two different companies. Next is miscellaneous items. What do you mean by miscellaneous items? Other, like loans and investments. So if company has given loan or invested somewhere in government securities, so you will have to check with that also. So with this will be the fifth step. Okay, so there are 5 steps. Number 1, preliminary work. Then audit of incomes, audit of expenses, audit of reinsurance, and last is miscellaneous items. Whatever is left, you will check that also. Okay, next, audit of major items in financial statements. Now let me tell you, this is very, very, very important. Now what happens, no, you have already done audit of companies, audit of financial statements of banking companies and corporate companies. So now we are doing audit of insurance companies, financial statements of insurance companies. Now see, there are 4 schedules that are made here. There are 4 schedules. Now 4 schedules matlab sabse pehla is premium. You remember schedule number 1 is premium? Everybody remember schedule number 1 is
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So premium, if you are an auditor, what all things you will check in your premiums account? Opening and closing balance, date on which premium started for each customer. Total premium is to be tallied with whatever is recorded in the books of accounts, and then proper आपने reserve करके रखा है. If marine insurance is there, then 100% reserves for an expired risk is to be maintained. Remember, students? And if it is non-marine business, other than marine, then how will you manage? How much will you reserve for unexpired risk?
50%.
50%. Very good. So these all things you will check, no? Being an auditor. So that is what is written here. Okay, next. You will all check. See, based on internal control system, you will check all recordings of the premium, current year's premium, and outstandings premium. Advance premium received should be shown in separate account. Collection made by agent after the balance sheet date, you will check that also, And if it is co-insurance means double insurance. No, sorry. Co-insurance means one property has been insured by 2 partners together. Co-insurance, साथ में. Okay, so co-insurance का premium you need to check. When premium is collected in installment, auditor has to check whether all the installments are received on time. Okay, next is he has to verify whether proper custody of stationery like policy documents, stamps, counterfoils are maintained properly. Okay, number 2. Schedule number 2, claims. So you will check regarding claims, what all things will you check being an auditor? That opening and closing balance is correctly recorded in the books of accounts. Okay. The balance that has been calculated with the help of opening and closing is also correct. There is no, mistake in what to say. Now, figures that are being calculated from the books of accounts is correct or not. You will also check that. Okay. Next, current year's claims, outstanding claims, and if there are advance, advance तो कभी होता नहीं है claim में, क्योंकि claim is known as the payment of the payment by the company to the customer when risk will arise. So जब risk arise होगा तभी तो payment होगी, company आपको ऐसे तो pay करती नहीं है. Therefore, some outstanding claims can be there and current year's claims can be there. You need to check all of them. Provisions, proper provisions are required wherever necessary. So you need to check they are not in excess. Okay. If it is co-insurance, then company has to, auditor has to check the agreement copy. Okay. And the provisions that are made for such co-insurance and how much, premium has been decided by the company. Okay. And how much company is going to receive premium for such co-insurance. Unduly long time has elapsed after filing the case and there has been no further communication and no litigation is involved. So uska aapko reason, you should know reason for that. Okay. No contingent liability is carried out in respect of any claims. You need to check all these. Okay. Claims are provided for net estimated value, salvage value. So suppose if you have some discarded assets, the assets which are obsolete, purane ho gaye hain. So for that also you need to see what are the claims regarding such, estimated salvage values. Intimation of losses is received within reasonable time. Suppose there is a loss, there is a risk that has arisen, and now being a customer you need to see that previously, you know uh, uh, there was no such rule, let me tell you, previously, but now company wants to, receive some intimation when losses occur. So suppose there is fire in home. Okay, car is damaged with an accident. Okay, now you need to first intimate the company that so and so thing is happening. So maybe in the future I may call you, I may claim my amount. So this is known as intimation. Intimation means अंदाजा दे दो कंपनी को कि नुकसान हुआ है मेरा. पहले से you need to inform company about the loss that is, incurring in your life or your, with some property. You need to intimate the company about the loss that is received within reasonable time. So suppose you are taking 2 months to inform the company, then company is not responsible. Within reasonable time is very, very important. Okay. So these are some points that you need to check with claims. Now commission, as you know, there are many types of commissions paid and commissions received. Reinsurance ceded, you will receive commission because you're sharing your business with others. And reinsurance accepted, that means somebody has given their business to you, therefore you will pay commission to them. Okay, so you need to check all the amounts that are paid by the commission, that are paid by the company as commission and received by the company as commission. You will check all the amounts that are being tallied. It should get tallied. Okay. Next, you will check what all amounts of TDS that has been deducted from the commission. Okay. You need to check agent's file, commission summary, bank statement, TDS file, commission bill copies. So these are the proofs. These are the documents that will give you proof that yes, this much is the amount of the commission that has been paid and received by the company during one financial year. Okay. Reinsurance. Reinsurance. What do you mean by reinsurance? When one insurance company, when one insurance policy is shared with 2, 3, or maybe more than 2 insurance companies. 2 or more than 2 insurance companies. So that is known as reinsurance. That insurance had taken place. Now that insurance is to be shared by the company with other companies because the amount is very huge. So suppose 2 crores ka insurance is there. So suppose one company takes that, A company takes that 2 crores ka insurance. But at the time of loss, company will not, if it is alone, one company cannot pay 2 crores together if loss occurs. Therefore, for such huge amount of insurance, the company right from the beginning, company starts sharing this particular policy with other insurance companies, so that in the future, if any loss occurs, suppose if the loss occurs, then there are 2-3 companies that will divide some proportionate, some amount with each other, and the amount will be paid to the customer. So it will be less burden on one company because the amount is being divided, no? So suppose if you, two people are going for picnic, the expenses are 20,000. So 10,000 will be divided. If I take 4 people, then 5,000 will be each, share for each person. Yes or no? Yes or no? 20,000 expenses are same. So if there are 4 persons, then each person has to pay 5,000. But there are only 2 persons. If there are only 2, then 10,000 ka kharcha everyone has to take. Are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
getting my point? So when group number of people increases, number of companies increases in such group, then the burden on each one of them is less, because everybody is going to share, no, now, and everybody is going to meet their expenses and settle the claims. Everybody will together settle the claim when loss will occur in the future. Okay, so that is reinsurance. You need to check whether all the amounts that are appropriate, divided between the companies, were paid off on the time. What was the amount of reinsurance that was taken by the company or ceded or accepted by the company? So you need to check all those transactions, opening and closing balances, and you need to check also that what is the commission that has been received on reinsurance or paid on reinsurance. What is the premium that is that company has to pay or receive during reinsurance ceded and accepted respectively. Okay. This is reinsurance inward. That means accepted. And this is reinsurance outward. That means ceded. Reinsurance ceded. Okay. Reserve for unexpired risk. You need to check for marine insurance. It should be 100% of net premium. And for fire insurance or other than marine, it should be 50% of net premium. Okay. Co-insurance, you will check. Co-insurance is an agreement where property of insured is jointly done by 2 insurance companies. So suppose one property taken by 2 insurance companies. मतलब आपने co-insurance ले लिया, ठीक है? There will be sharing of premium received as well as claims between insurance company. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? Customer is taking 2 companies. Reinsurance में customer is taking one insurance company only, choosing one company, but that one company is taking help of another company. That is reinsurance. Company takes the help of another company. Wherein in co-insurance, I am the customer. I am choosing 2 companies to take insurance of one property, half, maybe. So suppose I have 2 crores ka policy. I want one insurance company to take 1 crore, another insurance company to take another 1 crore. So same property has been insured by 2 insurance companies. That is the difference between reinsurance and co-insurance. So, and being an auditor, you need to check all the premium statements, discounts that you're giving, and while co-insurance, which is another company that has been, taking participation in the process of jointly insuring a particular property. Okay.
Ma'am, can you repeat again co-insurance?
Okay. See, what is reinsurance? When I am a customer, I am going to only one company, taking a huge insurance policy, a big insurance policy. Now I will go only to one company only, but that one company will go to another company for help. That is reinsurance. Now take my example with co-insurance. If it is co-insurance, what will happen here? I am customer. I have one big complex and the policy is costing me rupees 2 crores. So what I thought, 1 crore I will take with one company, A company, and another 1 crore I will choose another B company with 1 crore. So 1 crore is divided with 2 different companies. No, I only choose 2 different companies. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So now 2 different companies will handle one property. Jointly, together. Jointly means together. So suppose 1 crore is taken by A company, another 1 crore will be taken by B company. Okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Audit procedure is same that we have done earlier, so no need to repeat. Expenses of management, you need to now schedule number 4. You remember operating expenses? You need to check all the expenses of management also in due course, that they are paid on time, and all other expenses like traveling expenses, employee cost, printing and stationery, audit fees, interest, depreciation are also recorded in the books of accounts on due date, on proper dates. Okay. This is done, huh? So this was audit of accounts. Schedule number 1 premium, 2 claims, 3 commission, and 4 operating expenses. So now we have last part of the chapter, which is known as audit report, also compulsory. I mean, very, very important. I mean, 99.9% this will be asked in papers, because a small short note can be asked on auditor's report of insurance company. It will be stated clearly, huh? Auditor's report on insurance companies. So it should be made in the form given in regulation 3, section 3 of schedule C, matlab 3C, 3 schedule C of IRDA Act 2000. Okay, it should be made according to that only. Now, what all it will contain? Report में क्या क्या होगा? All the information and explanation which is necessary for conducting audit work. Okay. Next, proper books of accounts are maintained or not maintained. You will report that also. Proper returns from branches, office, and agents have been received and they are adequate. मतलब बराबर है डॉक्यूमेंट्स की नहीं है, वो आप रिपोर्ट करोगे. बैलेंस शीट, पीएनएल, रेवेन्यू अकाउंट, उसमें आपने जो भी बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स में चेक किया वो सब ट्रू एंड फेयर था कि नहीं था. इट वाज वेदर इट वाज ट्रू एंड फेयर और नॉट. ओके. अच्छा, ये तो आपने शो करना है रिपोर्ट में, आपको डिटेल में बताना. उसके बाद यू हैव टू गिव ओपिनियन आल्सो. बीइंग एन ऑडिटर यू हैव टू गिव ओपिनियन that if there is some fraud or some error, then what do you suggest for the company to get in a better situation? So balance sheet should be true and fair. Okay. Profit and loss should be true and fair, and revenue account should also be true and fair, wherein receipts and payments are shown. Okay. So if there any deficit or surplus, it should be shown separately in the revenue account. Getting my point, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this chapter is over. These are some, there are some points more, but then you can refer. All of them are same. See, receipts and payments account true and fair. Financial statements are according to Companies Act 2013. Investments are made according to IRDA regulations. All these points we have already covered. So auditor has to check and give his opinion on these points. Auditor has to certify with the management report and whether the company has complied with terms and conditions stated as per the IRD Act 1999. Okay, students. So now there are some objective type questions that you can refer, MCQs, true and false. There are some, short questions, theoretical questions, and short notes also given here for your reference. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can give it a read, of course, and then if you have any doubt, we can have a doubt lecture also. We will clear all the doubts in the next lectures if you have it, and then if not, then it's very good. Okay. So I believe we can wind up for the day.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's enough. I mean, एक दिन पे आपने ये chapter finish किया. I feel it's enough. And from tomorrow we are meeting offline. I mean, in the campus, so there will be offline lectures. I will not be able to record the lectures, but yes, you already have my recorded lectures of last year's. So you can refer all of them. I have already shared the YouTube links of all the chapters in Google Classroom. You can refer them. Okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So please give it a read. Don't forget that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So shall we call off the day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am. Ma'am, wait, मैम मैंने अटेंडेंस लिंक नहीं डाला है.
अटेंडेंस लिंक नहीं डाला. ओके.
हाँ मैम, वो 10-15 का भूल गया मैं डाल रहा हूँ.
कोई बात नहीं, डाल दीजिए आप.